We are back for what is potentially the final game of EU Masters Summer 2020. Our fantastic turtle seal cameraman helping us out here for this best of 5. I'm Penguin, Fox, and of course, Cadril. You're just Fox now. I've dropped the drop.
Drop the drop.
Drop the drop. But you asked, of course, what is the game time record so far in EU Masters Summers? It was 19 minutes, 15 seconds, Mouse versus Intrepid Fox. So not quite able to get it. However, this is it. If you're GamerLegion, that score is not correct on the board. I can tell you that right now. It's a Go Rogue who are 2-0 up. That is incorrect. But GamerLegion now, there is no last chances. This is your last chance. You need to come back into this. Kendra, we'll go straight to you. What do you want from them coming into this game?
Stop playing Kindred. If you're going to give them Orianna Estral, just don't pick Kindred. You need to swap up the Kindred. Go for something like the Nidalee. The Graves Hecarim's always banned out, but Kindred isn't working. I think the Ornn first pick is fine because...
Well, they're not first
they've chosen red side, I suppose. Okay, they've gone for the red side, so they're definitely changing something up here. I'm expecting Rogue to go for similar bans. Heimerdinger, Hecarim, Graves. It's always working for them. I think Hjarnan, Heimerdinger, it echoes throughout the world. Even all the LPL, LCK teams have faced it, so I'm expecting similar bans from Rogue. GamerLegion, maybe they swap it up, but I just don't want to see Kindred anymore.
I'm curious because of what the Des was talking about, you know, the Orianna, the Ezreal, these are power picks, the set as well. At some point, you only have a finite amount of bans. Like, I don't think the GamerLegion can necessarily get too much of an advantage over Rogue in the draft, just because I think it really just comes down to execution. I think it's Rogue's players making these picks look so good. For me, I think, you know, you've really got to work more towards being able to handcuff Trymbi in that bot lane.
And as a superstitious person as I am, fun little stat, Go Rogue have not lost on red side this entire tournament. They are 100% win percent on red side. And your GamerLegion, your big brain, swap that around. Now you have a chance.
Dude, that's quick math. 100%. That's 100%.
That's 100%.
I'm taking red side now.
Easy.
But they have banned away the set, so that's a bit of an adaptation from GamerLegion. I'd expect to see something like a Thresh ban here coming out from the side of GL as well, because Trymbi is really, really good on this Thresh. It's one of his best champs in EMAS so far, along with the Rakan and the Leona. So, here you go, Rogue. We could be looking at maybe an Orianna first pick, or maybe looking at a Skarner even. I think with the set down, it's probably a Skarner.
I was going to say, the Skarner have been banned out completely throughout this series so far by GamerLegion. They have left that open, the Orianna going in. So if you're going to lose, don't lose to the same thing 3 times.
Thresh is open. Depends on Rogue on a first pick here, but GL, the draft is definitely going to be a lot different than the last 2 games. So they are going to go for the Skarner, it looks like. I want to see an adaptation from the side of Rabble. The Kindred really wasn't working for me. I've said it many times before. Nidalee is something that could work really well into Skarner.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too shocked to see the Nidalee getting locked in here. It kind of is, when you're just going down that order of what junglers Rabble likes to play, you've got Graves, Hecarim, Skarner, and you know, Nidalee's in there as well. It's kind of in his wheelhouse. You can even just lock in like a powerful kind of 2v2 with mid jungle. But they're going to run it back with the Ornn here.
If they go Ornn, I don't think they're going to go Nidalee.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Renekton Nidalee is a choice here, but they're just going to go for the Ornn instead. And oh, deny the Thresh.
My man.
Yeah, okay.
Good choice. Skarner Thresh. It's one of my favorite combos. You know, you ult them, you take the lantern, fly all the way back to your team, and it's good that they denied that combo. The Thresh pickup was really good. They've gone for the Ornn again, so things like Lucian are still up. Interested to see what Ekko Rogue pick up. Maybe they go for the Syndra or something like this.
And this is the first time we're going to see Visdom on this Thresh this entire tournament. He has not played this at all, so something new coming out for GamerLegion. And they've left open the Caitlyn, which has been completely ignored throughout. You know, we haven't even talked about AD carries and how, you know, generally most broadcasts will talk how broken they are because there's been too much Trymbi, in my opinion, to look at. But a Caitlyn Morgana, now that is a powerful lane in bot lane.
That is really good into the Thresh.
Yeah, that's it's a good counter into Thresh. It's very good synergy in the 2v2 as well. That's actually like the perfect lock-in that they could have done right here, Kate Morgana. That is terrifying. And GamerLegion here, you know, sure we're mixing things up a bit. And yes, okay, I'm excited because it's different. And we're going for more of like a hyper carry in that bot lane. Jinx definitely isn't a mage. Are you sure that was like picked on purpose? Or?
Yeah, Jinx is considered a good champion into Kate just because of the range she has. She can push in the wave, so she will struggle in lane, but Jinx later on is known into a good AD carry into Caitlyn. There's normally Ashe, Jhin, and Jinx, the best kind of champion to Kate, so I like the Jinx pick up. Hjarnan is a really good Jinx player. We've seen it from him across the world, even in national leagues, even in Worlds. He always likes the Jinx Thresh. It's one of his favorite combos, so I can understand what they're doing here. And then the Azir ban, I think it ties in really well. It gives... you're kind of denying Czekolad here. The Ornn is down, the Azir is down. Do you want to put another ban in there? Something like a Syndra, maybe even LeBlanc or a Cassio, what we saw him on yesterday, something like this. And then I'm expecting Rabble to go for a jungle pick on 4, but I'm really still hoping it's not Kindred.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. Kindred hasn't really been working out so far for GamerLegion. Plus, you've kind of got a pretty good traditional like team fighting comp. I think whenever you lock in like engage plus Jinx. So I think you can play more of like a role play in this side. I don't know whether that's really something Rabble's comfortable doing.
Yeah.
But either way, like I think also something about this Jinx pick, just to touch on it. Like normally you see Ashe as being like really high priority. I don't think you can pick Ashe into Morgana necessarily. I think that's probably why Hjarnan has opted more into the Jinx right there. Vel'Koz's going to get banned away, so Nite's not going to be able to pick that one up either. And here we go. This is it. You said you wanted to see Cage with a jungler on 4, but you don't want to see Kindred.
Maybe Nidalee or Karthus farming junglers are kind of slot in. Olaf, I like Olaf a lot.
Yeah?
Caitlyn, Morgana, these two champs are really difficult for champions like Kindred to play against, even engagers like Sejuani. So an Olaf, run them down and gun them down. I like it with the Jinx. So now, Rogue, it's going to be a mid-top. They've got 2 solo lanes to pick here. The Sion is something that's been working for them. The GP is something that's been working for them too. So they've got loads of options in the top game for Szygenda. And now it's up to Czekolad, the Cassio. We said it in draft a little bit earlier on. Olaf has to run into you. And Cassio, as a jungle main, if I play Olaf into Cassio, I'm already dizzy because he just melts your HP bar. She just melts your HP bar.
Cassio is just horrifying. Like, it's just one of those champions.
Zoe.
Okay, we're not going to get the Cassio, we're going to get Zoe instead. Right, so this is more of like a change up here. I do think this makes Czekolad a lot easier to attack in this mid lane. I think, Olaf, we'll see what Nite decides to lock in right here, but Zoe as a champ, definitely wants to play around like denying vision and stuff like that. And I think like Skarner Zoe, not really the combo that's going to be able to get that vision denial. And even with the Morgana from Trymbi, I'm not sure. She'll probably be roaming around
I like that
amount, but there it is instead. The Ekko into Zoe, going to round off this composition here. Ekko overall, you prefer that to like something like a Syndra, or?
The thing is, Ekko is good into Zoe because when it gets to two items, you can go side lane. Zoe's really hard to match you. But I'm looking at the draft and I see 3 pushing lanes for Rogue again. I think GamerLegion's going to have all 3 lanes on the tower again. You're running the Olaf, so you can't really punish the Skarner. Olaf is a really good counter, jungle counter to Skarner in terms of the 1v1. But Rogue, they have so much CC, they have so much pick potential. The traps, the bubbles, the GP ult, the bindings. You're going to have so many things flying at you. So GamerLegion need to take out the backline somehow and fights the Ornn ult. The Jinx needs to hit some targets, get some resets, and they need to start picking people off or trying to get this Caitlyn or Zoe down.
I feel like the one thing we can say for certain for GamerLegion is that QSS will be invaluable coming into this composition. You need to get that early enough that it will be relevant for you because, like you just mentioned, so much single target CC that can keep you consistently locked down.
It's not QSS is not tax anymore, it's insurance.
Yeah.
That's what it is this game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping onto the Rift, what could potentially be the final time for EU Masters Summer 2020. Rogue on the cusp of a first victory for the Ultra League. GamerLegion, though, they're not out of it just yet. They have options to try and come back into this, but it's a hell of a long road if they want to try and come back.
One way GamerLegion were able to get victories in the semi-finals and quarterfinals as well is through spicy level 1s.
They're going to lane swap level 1. The Jinx is really good at taking towers with her passive. It takes you out the Caitlyn Morgana lane. It stops all 3 lanes from being pushed in, and you can split the map into the GP.
It looks like we might be seeing something, whether this is just an invade or a genuine lane swap, either way.
Or is it both?
We saw this from the side of SK with the Jinx in the LEC playoffs a couple of weeks back. It didn't really work for them. They did lose the game in the end, but it is a very powerful strat when you have the Jinx.
Szygenda flashes away as Visdom did flash. Undertow lands over the wall. They're still pushing him, and you can see Trymbi and Woolite now moving straight away towards that top side.
They have to match.
They're still chasing this a little bit. They have to match it, but will GamerLegion be able to get out with this blue buff? Steal now. Szygenda just sitting around. They have been spotted out. They are going to pop that blast cone. Dark Binding does land, does get Rabble the buff. And now we're into a bit of a lane swap and an invade. So you're both correct. Well done. Gold stars all round.
When it hits GamerLegion, it's actually a Dark Binding.
What did I just hear, by the way?
See, the funny thing is that we're actually mispronouncing that 100% of the time. So for a lot of people, they just think it's like we're saying duck binding, and it's just like, that's just how it is for us, unfortunately.
So looking at the game state, Caitlyn Morgana is really good at taking platings, and the top tower actually has more defense already than the bot tower. So Rogue won't be able to get platings. The only problem is Phones isn't in bot, he's so far away.
Zara.
He's going to get chunked out so much.
Level 2 and the red buff. There is a flash on Phones, and he has got a Unsealed Spellbook, should he ever need to swap out summoners, so he's relatively safe, but now with a Go Rogue, knowing that they've been spotted out, they can just kind of split that map, like you said, go towards that top side. All the while, though, this Gangplank's just kind of been farming up a little bit, had a nice little time to himself.
That's the problem. I mean, Phones was helping on the invade. Szygenda instantly recognized the swap. The bot lane came to match. Szygenda instantly ran bot, so he's been bots for at least a minute while Phones has been running around the map. So Phones, he's going to lose about 10 creeps for that, I think, 8 to 10 creep probably. He will be fine in XP, I suppose. It's not too much of an issue for Ornn, but yeah, I'm looking at this top side now with the lane swap cannon that's coming.
Yeah, and GamerLegion know the Zanzarah's on the bot side of the map, so Rabble might be looking to do something cheeky here. This could be the first gank of the game.
Hex Flash is there. Heal has to be burned. They do drop the Dark Binding and the trap. The Ignite is there. They cannot keep him alive. First Blood. And that is, again, a Go Rogue 100% First Blood participation in this series.
Rabble has not been having a good series.
No.
That is not what you want to do against the Caitlyn Morgana. Look, they have the blue buff on Trymbi now. Woolite's just doing so much damage to them. Ignite comes out, but it's so hard for the GL bot lane now when you do this. You have a map split, and then your jungler dies and gives them a kill. First Blood?
Phones must be tilted off the face of the earth at this point. Like, he sacrificed his early game so that he could have a favorable situation for Hjarnan and for Visdom, and this is what you found yourself into. Like, it's absolute disaster here for GamerLegion. And honestly, I think the biggest thing about having a start like this is you've already had 2 really terrible games in this series, and how easy are you to just completely explode?
Rabble's coming for round 2.
Round 2, but Rabble needs to back himself away, I feel. They have got the Dark Binding eventually, and the big thing, like you said, is the blue buff going on to Trymbi. The star player, like it was Czekolad yesterday, it's Trymbi today. The star player with a blue buff. That is going to be so much pressure, just Dark Binding, Dark Binding, Dark Binding. There's nothing you can do, and there's nothing that Rabble can do here. He has to try and back himself away. Paddle Star does land. They should be able to get him away. The Dark Passage is there. They are going to turn the Dark Binding as well. Rabble is underneath tower, but it's Woolite with the 90 caliber net and gets himself another kill. Everyone's up towards this top side. Trymbi doesn't really feel super safe going in on top of this with the health bar he has. Nite trying to roam up, but this is just feels bad, man, right now. The flash Hjarnan on spot. They try to get him 2 flashes committed. A little bit of an over-aggressive play here from a Go Rogue. And with Nite finally roaming up, they will eventually back themselves away. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that's the mid-jungle synergy there. Czekolad has the push, he moves up into the pushing lane, and Trymbi, when he gets blue buff, he's playing whack-a-mole with him. He just keeps throwing his Qs on cooldown. He can do whatever he wants, and the GL bot lane gets taken out, and Rabble, he's 0-2-0. Last game he was 0-7-0, now he's 0-2-0. It's a horrible start for the Olaf when you're a level down versus the Skarner, and you're getting invaded by a Skarner. Yeah,
and Olaf is a champion that wants to be in the driving seat at this part of the game, and the fact that he's getting bullied under his tier 2 tower at level 3, just so painful here. And Woolite picking up a kill as well just makes matters worse, you know? Like, sure, this is bad enough as is, but the fact that it goes into Woolite's pocket, really terrible. And GamerLegion here are definitely left licking their wounds. On the plus side, it looks like Rabble's going to be able to sneak away a dragon, so that's a little something for them.
All I know is this Caitlyn Morgana is unleashed.
Oh yeah.
Woolite has a BF sword, he picked up the first blood. Him and Trymbi have just been dominating the lane. I mean, 3v2. Come gank my lane. Give me my free kill. Easy for them. And GL bot lane has no sums now, so it's going to be even more difficult for them to even lane. They'll get this wave in, but that's kind of about it. Woolite sitting on the BF sword. Zanzarah is going to clear towards the bot side. The dragon's gone, so I'm expecting Rogue to push in bot eventually and then move towards the Herald.
Here's red buff.
That's even worse. Blue buff and red. That's what they've had this game. Crazy.
Buff transfers confirmed, and this is something that we talked about a little bit as it got picked up in the draft, but Caitlyn just kind of fell out of our minds. It was something we didn't even talk about that much, but this is the power of this pick. Why so many teams worldwide fear it, because when you get that lead, you get that advantage, you can just do so much.
Yeah, I mean, GL, they denied the Thresh, thinking, well, you fell into our trap card. We've got your Thresh now. And they said, no, you haven't. We've got Kate Morgan.
That was such a good response.
Yeah,
Kate Morgan there.
Caitlyn, even yesterday in the series, most of the games in the series, Caitlyn was kind of open. No one was really picking it. And I think GL thought they could take the risk, but it's not paying off.
See Nite just trading a little bit here with Czekolad in the mid lane. And for someone who got a pentakill yesterday, looked fantastic on the silence versus Mouse, versus leader of all people. he's kind of been a bit muted because it's genuinely been all about Zanzarah and, Trymbi coming in for the side. As we can see, the Cannon Barrage equaled out with the Ornn Horn as they try and jump in onto Szygenda. Gets exhausted, but they have to back away as Zanzarah is here. There is no level 6 for either
Czekolad's
jungler. Czekolad is here. He has the first rotation. They are trying to just get this on top of it. Szygenda maybe a little bit trouble as Rabble goes down. Not able to get anything. Nite is there, but just again a little bit too little, too late.
Szygenda has no flash.
Szygenda has no flash, but I don't think Nite has anywhere into this. He has to back himself away. There is a exhaust on top of that Zoe. A Drowsy there as well. He has got himself the ultimate, so he should be able to try and go for this, but he's just been kited out. They're just pushing him back, chipping away at his health bar, and eventually just slaps him back to the blue screen, or the gray screen, as Woolite gets caught out, and Woolite will get taken down. Good little response here, as we see Phones TPing down bot side.
It's something. It's something for GamerLegion right there. Plus it's on the Jinx as well. There's a glimmer of hope for you in this game 3 of the best of 5. But holy moly, it's all been Rogue again, constantly making these plays. To be honest though, like GamerLegion were the ones who set that one up, right? It was the Olaf trying to go in for that gank, and I do wonder whether they'd really dedicated to the GP if they could have just knocked him down before the Skarner got in and really turned, made that a better play. But either way, maybe a bit of like, you don't want to be the one to throw the game away, especially Rabble, who's been like 10 deaths in a row at this point. Like he's really been struggling, and maybe he's just a little bit kind of like nervous at this point. He's definitely been punished a bit.
I think it all comes down to draft. Nite picked the Ekko into Czekolad Zoe, thinking, well, I can scale up to 1-2 items and I'll take over. But the problem was Czekolad has the mid push twice, instantly runs top, and he's always on the ball. He's instantly ready for the dives top, instantly ready when a bad trade comes from the side of GL. And even if they did all in Szygenda and get him down, I think Czekolad would have come in, picked up 2 kills like he did already. And I mean, his mid to side lane roams have been so good throughout the series. He's been doing mid to bot roams most of the series. Now he's doing mid to top because the bot lanes are top. So, I mean, he's all over the map for his bot lane, basically.
See, maybe if Visdom can land a hook here, but not feeling super confident. Still had an orange, so he'll still BK, and they back themselves away. And you can see right now, they're just, unfortunately for Phones, just throwing him to the wolves because he's in a losing matchup against the Gangplank. He's in a losing matchup against the bot lane. There's nothing you can do to say, look, I'm sorry, dude. We're going to have to try and get this Jinx rolling. We have to get something.
Yeah, and looking at the map state, GL, they re-swapped the bot lane. So Hjarnan's gone back to top lane instead of being bot. But the problem is the Herald's already gone. So Zanzarah with the Herald, he's running bot right now. Oh, yeah. His Caitlyn Morgana are going to get full platings from this tower. Czekolad's moving down as well. So if Szygenda just ults this top wave when it comes up, I think GL's just losing out on so much. Phones can ult the wave if he wants, but this next top wave that comes in from GL, I think Szygenda's going to drop the GP ult. He's going to go mid, catch the wave. Czekolad's going to move bot. It's a 4-1 rotation. They're going to lose bot tower.
Oh my god, Phones. He has to flash, and that means that Zanzarah can just run in on top of him. He lands the stun, lands the impale, lands a little bit more damage. Actually, a little bit of a 1v1. There is the Ornn Horn coming out as well. Nicely timed there. Zanzarah not able to kill off the Ornn means they are giving a little bit more time. Like you said.
Oh.
The rocket?
The rocket. Oh. They always do this. Damn observers. They set you up and then you just... It'll be hype when it lands, though, eventually.
It's just such good macro from Rogue. They identify the top is weak side. Szygenda backs off, ults the wave. Czekolad moves into bot to cover the bot tower going down. Szygenda catches the mid wave. I mean, it's just like a choreographed dance. They just know the macro so well. They got the Herald sneak off the top fight, and props to Rogue. Szygenda playing well. Everyone's playing well on weak side and strong side.
Bear in mind, Rogue are the 2nd seed coming out of the Ultra League, by the way. When they were playing domestically, they didn't even come out on top. This isn't even the Ultra League in their final form, but just look at these goal totals right here, especially Phones is really having a hard time with things right now. He is on the Ornn, right? So at least all his job is to be tanky and to engage. He doesn't need a huge amount of gold to make that happen, but still you're really seeing it. Like, it's just so difficult for him to play this game right now. And Rogue, again, in the driving seat. We're 10 minutes into the game. It's a 3,000 gold lead. These guys are looking so dominant in this series.
And we talked about it a little bit as well. We talked about, GamerLegion, they're crazy, they do mad things. Or were they crazy? Or were they really easy predictable? Because if I'm looking at this from the outside in, no nameplates turned off, I just feel like Rogue have just got GamerLegion's number 100%. Put Rabble behind, make sure you can't get that safe top side. As I say that, Woolite gets hooked, gets flayed, should be going down. They want to try and gift this one over to Hjarnan, and they will. Little things like that. That's what you need for GamerLegion.
Win condition found. Foxtrop said it earlier, Hjarnan got a kill. Now he's got another one, so he can be the win condition for the side of GL. GL, if you look at their items, they don't have a single completed item. And the thing that's kind of confusing me is Rabble's gone for the Phage Ruby Crystal when he hasn't completed his Cinderhook or Warrior yet. So he's building towards a Black Cleaver when you're behind on the Olaf, the Jinx is ahead. You kind of want to go Cinderhooks, go kind of full tank, Righteous Glory, things like this to get on the engage. So good pick by GL. Hjarnan didn't get the top tower initially. He does get it now. He gets a full tower gold. He gets a kill. There's the Drake win condition. It isn't really there for the side of Rogue. I mean, GL got the first one, so it's going to be at least 8 to 9 minutes before a Dragon Soul comes out. So they're in a decent spot, I'd say, compared to last game.
Yeah, well, the last game was definitely the exception to the rule.
Much, mate.
It's not saying a lot,
true,
but it is something. One thing I will say, of course, is that we're only just seeing Szygenda just getting his Triforce right now. It is, of course, a much more expensive item than, say, the likes of an Abyssal Mask or a Sunfire Cape that you'll have on the Ornn. So despite the Ornn being about 1,500 gold down, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Nite does get caught, though, with the Impale, the Drowsy. They're going to use the
ultimate chain CC was amazing.
Yeah, they just completely kept him in one spot. Nothing he could do. Flash is available, but he needs to flash before he gets hit.
I wonder whether his next item is going to be Mertreads.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after that death.
I didn't think you don't need to go Merchant. You go QSS.
Yeah.
We talked about it. It's insurance now. You need to hit it. Because like you said in the pregame, both of you guys said it, it's that this is the thing that if you get caught once and you don't have a way out, you're dead. You're done.
There's so much CC for the side of Rogue.
And speak of the devil in the Shalabir. Shalabir, he has no flash, and Phones gifting a kill over to Woolite.
I'm just confused by GL's decision-making here. Top is weak side. You can't defend this tower. If Phones was even to be able to get up to the tower, he would have been able to defend it. They need to put numbers bot. Phones should be bot, TPing on this wave, diving the Szygenda right now. Rabble should be bot side as well. He's out of position, and Czekolad's coming down. They're just not playing the map right.
Ooh, they might be able to get one more. No, they're not! And it's going to be 2 kills for a Go Rogue. Simple as you like. This is why it's so dangerous to dive at GP.
I'm so mad right now. I just think GL, they had the win condition in Hjarnan. He got top tower. What do? You swap. You drop top side. Woolite goes top. You play bot side. Just keep trading. Keep getting Jinx gold. But they didn't trade properly. They just ran top side. 2 of them died. And now they just lost the bot fight as well.
It's so painful right here if you're GamerLegion. As you say, you had that win condition sorted. You had your eggs in the Hjarnan basket. But if you don't play around it properly, then this is what happens. Visdom and Hjarnan, they just can't do this in a 2v1 situation, and you know you've got people coming down as well for Rogue. Hjarnan does do a lot of damage here, but it's just not quite enough, and that's it, you know, at this point, when... No, don't even. Really, that's rude, mate. That's a bit harsh.
The emotes! I love the emotes!
No!
Mental
not
edge.
Allowed. That's not allowed.
God,
that is the best thing I've seen today. But just looking at the map state when this play happens, you know, Phones is dead, so he can't TP in to punish Szygenda for catching the wave. And what Phones should be doing is being mid with Nite to push in mid, so Czekolad can't go bot. So I just think they're just misplaying across the map. Rogue's out-macroing them so hard.
I think that's the thing we need to focus in on. This is a Go Rogue, like we said. Another pick, another setup. They just have GamerLegion completely sussed out. There's nothing Phones can do. Czekolad 4-0-2 has the Luden's Ekko, has got himself the Source Reboots as well. It just feels like your win condition is the Jinx. It's going to be a very long time before she is going to be shredding through these team fights.
We've seen a lot of good teams in E-Masters. We've seen some absolute slapping lineups take the title as well. And for me, Rogue looked like the best team that we've seen, period. You know, that includes the Mad Lions that has Self-Made and Nemesis. I genuinely think, you know, just the way that Rogue play right here, they're just putting on an absolute clinic. Like, this is like LEC level macro that we're seeing, and you can really see the difference between GamerLegion and Rogue right now with just the way they're playing the map and just the advantages they can get from that.
LEC, LPL, and they have the LPL team fights, you have the LEC macro. That's a wonder team right there. And Zanzarah has Herald. It's the second Herald of the game in the side of Rogue. They could use it on the top tower if they want, but I think that just Rogue have mid push, so just moving top. It's just good rotations, good macro. What's GL's answer? They're running bot side. Can they get bot tower? Well, Szygenda's hiding in the bush.
Oh, Szygenda. Maybe gonna get caught out a little bit here. No real damage though, as Nite kind of missed that Q.
The weak side police are coming.
The weak side police are coming. Set the sirens off as they're looking to try and maybe turn this one around, but it's a Gangplank. There's not really a lot you can do into it. And while this is happening, you can see a Go Rogue on the minimap. They're just pushing him in. They still have a Rift Held to do this. They're looking for that quickest game title. They still have potentially the whole setup to do it.
All right, here they go.
They're gonna go for it. They're gonna be able to get a black shield straight away. No black shield available for Zanzarah though, and is he knocked back up? Cannon Barrage comes down and sitting on the 3 phones, has to flash away and use the Dark Passage. Rabble though needs to use Hjarnan as a body shield to make sure he does not go down. One little tap though onto that mid tier 2 means that he is almost certainly gonna be able to take that one down. Overall, it's a 1 for none. You lose the tower, but these are the small little wins you need.
I just think GL's getting out macroed so hard. They're trying to cross map when they're so far behind. Czekolad does have to flash away from that niche there. And Woolite.
Hey, there we
Okay.
go.
One of them hit.
There we go. One of them hit. That's a 3-1-0. Jinx, she is getting a little bit of gold, but like you said, they're losing around the map. They're trying to just overforce this, overpush this. There is a dragon available.
Yeah.
Is that a win condition?
Sort of. It's a Cloud Drake. It's really good for the Olaf especially. It could be good for the side of GL, but just the whole concepts are wrong. If you're going to cross map on one lane of prio. So when Woolite ran top, you should have gone bottom cross map. But when they have 2 lanes of prio, when they have the mid push and the top push, and you're trying to cross map bot, you're just going to lose 2 lanes over 1. So you're always losing. So GL, they identified what they had to do. They went for the cross map eventually, but it was just wrong. And then Phones decides, well, we're getting out macro, just go engage.
Yeah, that's it. When you got the trigger to pull, you may as well pull it. And you can see on your minimap right there, Jinx is coming up as well. Zanzarah goes down pretty quickly, although it is Wisdom who picks up the kill, which isn't great. And I think, honestly, at this point, you're just happy if you're GamerLegion that you've got something and you're not losing a huge amount for it, because even though this is a tower for a kill, which isn't amazing, as far as the optics of this game goes, GamerLegion will take that any day of the week, and there we go. Boom. Finally. Gets down the ultimate, gets the snipe.
Ah.
That's pretty cute, actually.
Oh, she disappeared, man.
Yeah, in a cute way.
Okay. But looking across the items, Hjarnan has 2 items now. Rogue, they don't have a huge front line. They're running Kate, Morgana, they're running Zoe, they're running GP, so...
Oh, okay, here we go. They're going to try and kill off Zanzarah. I think he just gives himself
Another kill for Hjarnan.
Another kill for Hjarnan. This is your win condition, and this is where Rogue need to be very, very careful. You can't give up these advantages. Woolite being run down here by Nite and by the Olaf. They're trying to jump in straight on top of him. They slow him down. He will go down. Woolite is dead. There is no flash for Czekolad, and he also falls. GamerLegion are not dead. They are not buried, and they are still fighting.
Now you have to find something. GL have to find some sort of resources from this fight. Mid tower maybe can catch side waves and push them out, but they're looking at mid tower here. Drake's not up. They have 2 dragons. They won the fight.
At this point, you'll just take the win fight. Honestly, you just get the gold from that. You're clawing your way back into the game. 5-1-0 for Hjarnan. Fortunately for GamerLegion, he is the one picking up all these kills, and he will be the one to drive GamerLegion over the finish line if they are able to do it.
I think they'll get bot tower as well. They got mid tower, they got bot tower, they got 3 kills. Like you said, Hjarnan's 5-1, and just looking at this fight, Zanzarah, this is a blind Ekko W from the side of Nite.
It's like semi-blind. I think he walked over this ward.
Oh yeah, he must have walked over this ward. And then they catch Zanzarah. Czekolad goes in for some poke. He kind of missed it. And then Woolite, he's on a ward as well. Rabble pulls the trigger on him. You have the Olaf ult. You have the Ornn ult. Nite chases him down, and GL are back. They're coming back into it.
This is the scary thing now for a Go Rogue. You can't let this slip. You've been almost perfect right up until this moment. You cannot let this go down. We've seen so many reverse sweeps throughout history. They had to drop the Rift Herald immediately as Zanzarah came back up because he did not have time left on it. And now we're looking at a 2-item Jinx with a QSS. So that extra little bit of insurance to make sure she can stay alive.
And Nite also has the 2 items too. He's got the Proto Belt and he's got that Nash's Tooth. To me, that says split push. You know, I don't think Nash's Tooth is particularly the way to go in these big old team fights. And ideally, he's going to be matching up against Zoe, which you absolutely will win any day of the week. I'm curious to see what happens if Rogue can play the split push and put Szygenda against Nite, because I don't think that's something that Nite's going to want particularly much. And that could be something that Rogue can use to leverage a more favorable split push situation.
The one thing I want to put out, and Rabble, despite going 0-3, despite having a pretty horrific setup,
the weak side, please.
And I'm just going to see exactly Nite jumping onto Zanzarah. To anyone not watching our live feed of the casters, Cadril is very tilted right now as he sees everyone just jumping on top of Nite. He does use the Chrono Break. He may not be able to escape though, as Zoe has pretty much enough damage there. You got to pay your insurance. You got to make sure you're safe. And unfortunately, that's a quick pick. But what can they get out of it? Can the GamerLegion even turn something else out of it?
Well, they kind of went for that pick with no top wave, so they can't push in top. They're going to lose mid wave as well, so they won't get much out of it. And if you're going to play 1-4, play it properly. Don't push out sides when you have no vision. The rule number 1 of side lanes, I mean, GL, they're going to go for some bot side vision here, try to cross map. That's the whole kind of thing with League of Legends. If someone makes play one side and you can't defend it, go to the other side and try to get anything. Any sort of resource, whether it's vision, camps, gold, towers, anything. So they've gone for a little bit of push outs there. They've got the mid waves, and it's not the end of the world from Nite, but you just need to not make these mistakes.
And this quick silver sash pickup as well from Hjarnan is going to make him even harder to lock down, especially when you've got a Thresh in your pocket. I'm just wondering though, at this point, having to pay that sash tax, or the sash insurance as you put it, does that kind of like put a bit of a damper on the fact that Hjarnan has 5 kills and has all this gold, because he can't just go for all that damage and to really be the carry of his team when he has to get that sash to protect himself instead?
Yeah, well, it's game-changing if he gets ulted, I think. Zanzarah has no flash.
Has no flash. There is the Super Mega Death Rocket. It's not enough to kill him off. Phones has used the Orge God as well. So, overall, you gain the Cannon Barrage, you do lose your own Ornn ultimate, but overall, it's a bit of an equal trade on both sides.
Yeah, good disengage from side GL there. Visdom with the Lantern pulls Rabble out. He had no flash, so it was a bit dangerous. And Rabble is kind of back in the game. He's finally got his jungle item. He's finally got the Black Cleaver. And Foxtrot, like you're saying, it kind of hinders the Jinx a little bit having to go for this QSS, but the problem
is... Still the right thing to do,
exactly.
By far.
It's a game-deciding play if she gets Skarner ult.
Yeah.
And I think it's acceptable for Nite not to build it because he does have the Ekko ultimate, so... Phones is also a tank. Rabble has the ultimate. Visdom could get taken out with the Skarner ult, but if he's being Skarner ulted, then he should be fine. And this is how you want to play 1-4. Play for the towers when your team has mid-pro and they can get you some sort of vision.
And this is something as well with GamerLegion.
They're starting Baron.
Oh, they actually are going for it. Zanzarah just cancelled his recall.
Nope.
Yeah, they know this is happening. They're just kind of testing the waters a little bit here. But something that is great about GamerLegion picking up these Cloud Dragons, or the Cloud Drake they're able to pick up, you're mentioning a bit like, you know, is it good for GamerLegion? It might not be the best soul for them to take. Like the most important thing in my eyes is like it's delaying the game because Rogue can't pick it up for themselves.
Yeah.
And when Rogue gets soul, that's going to make it really hard for you to win as GamerLegion. And when you've got someone like a Jinx as well, you want to buy time for them to scale up. You want to buy time for them to become that big boy carry. And I think that's really what they've been able to do by getting those early dragons. You can see that they were able to trade that split push situation. If they're on a soul point, they can't. You know, you're handcuffed and you have to go and contest. So GamerLegion are in a good spot for that.
Yeah, so the Olaf pick definitely helped him out early with the Drakes. Hjarnan, he's picked up Mercurial. So if he gets Cloud Soul, Mercurial, and a reset, he is Sonic the Hedgehog running at you with rockets critting like no tomorrow. So Hjarnan is definitely looking like the main carry for GL here, and the Cloud Soul is pretty good for both teams. You know, you've got the Olaf, the Ekko, they benefit so well from the Cloud Soul with the Jinx. And on the other side, you've got sort of like the Morgana with the ultimate and then Szygenda on the GP, but mid-wave's really important in mid-game, so there's going to be some fights over it perhaps.
I'm going to see it something here. Zanzarah does use the Hex Flash, needs to be very careful. The rockets are enough to just dissuade them.
They don't have any minions.
They have no minions, but they have priority over the lane. You can see the Baron vision is what they're kind of trying to contest right now. No real vision on the actual Baron. Now they do, they know it's been started. Now, GamerLegion, you need to try and face tank this. There's a lot of damage going straight away on top of this Baron to go rogue, trying to force them into a fight. There's the Hex Flash.
Nite is saving TP.
Out of it. They still have it, 4,000 HP. Nite still pushing. They're down to 3,000, 2,500. It's down to a fifth of HP. They're looking for it. Rabble has flash, waiting over. By the way,
it's resetting.
Rabble has got the level difference. Rabble still ahead in levels means they can't go for the 50-50. And you can see the delaying of the backs, and the base is open. GamerLegion looking like they might be able to take this one.
This is how you play 1-4. Nite hits the bot towers. There's no one to react. Rogue did the right play. They had to start the Baron to try and force Nite to TP, but he held on to it. He has massive balls. He was like, no way am I TPing in there. You're not going to bait me. And now GL, Nite can base and TP in here if they want to start it, because Szygenda went bot Trymbi base and they have no vision to contest this.
They know how it's been started. There is the ultimate coming out from Woolite on top of Hjarnan. He's trying to get on top of Hjarnan. And the Drowsy lands as well. He's asleep, QSS. Dark Patch is out, but Rabble is dead. The QSS is enough to keep Hjarnan alive, but now a Go Rogue have their go button. They're trying to push forward. Zanzarah did have a black shield, but didn't want to push too far forward, and now without a jungler, it's going to be a Go Rogue back on the Baron.
Yeah, Rogue are looking to really burn this one down, and there's not much that's going to be able to stop them. GamerLegion don't want to let them take this for free.
Has no QSS. Zanzarah has flash ult.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're going to try and go for it. That's a great hold down to Zanzarah. It's 2,500 HP. They need to burn it down. They will eventually be able to get it. There's the smite at about 494. They flash in on top of Nite. He cannot get his ultimate off, and now they're trying to kite this one back. There is no rockets for Hjarnan. He has a red buff, but he has no mana. They're just trying to get everyone out. Dark Passage used for phones. Szygenda just pushing forward. The spell shield was just a little too late. They will get out with their lives, but in the end, it's a Go Rogue after a shaky few minutes. picking up the Baron.
GamerLegion was so close to playing this one exactly how they needed to, but this is crucial. Look how much poke damage Hjarnan takes. He almost goes down before the fight even starts, and because of that, GamerLegion are running away while Rabble is running forward, and that mismatch right there is what causes him to go down instantly. He's an Olaf with a Black Cleaver. He's not going to last very long. He needed the whole team to go forward with him, but they just couldn't because of all that poke. And this point is just a 4v5. There's not really too much that you can do if you are GamerLegion. I think they played this about as well as they could have done, but at the end of the day, it's simple maths, as Orc said on the desk. There's not too much you can do.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, that's the miscommunication we've been seeing from GL throughout the series. Rabble and Phones want to turn, but Hjarnan's at the back of the pit hitting the Baron, so there was just not enough coordination again. But Hjarnan, he didn't die. He still has his flash, he still has his Mercurial up again, so it won't be Dragon Soul either. So GL, they need to hold on. They've got good wave clear. Their scaling is still pretty good with the Jinx. Ekko, once he gets the Rabadons, he's going to be able to push out these top waves. He's going to be really strong in fights. If he can pop the Zoe, if he can pop the Caitlyn, then GL are still in somewhat of a good spot. Obviously, Rogue is favorite. They have the Baron, and they're going for this 4-1 siege onto bot tower.
Nite, though, is not with his team right now. That's a hell of a lot of your burst damage. You're trying to blow up carries, and with huge wave, Baron up, Rogue going to crack open their own side of the base. But this time, they'll take the inhibitor. They've got a massive wave here. You can see Hjarnan being poked out. They have got so much here to go with. The QSS has to be burned immediately as the Impale came in. There's the Ornn. Nexus turret number 1 has fallen. Nite is now here. He flashes on top of Woolite. He's trying to take down the carry. He cannot do it just yet. As Rabble goes in, they get the shutdown. Visdom gets the hook. They do lose their jungler, but they gain the AD carry. Now, can you turn this into any more? You have a blue buff on Hjarnan. He's got rockets for days. He can continue to go on this. Trymbi does get the black shield off just in time to stop the hook. And Rogue are batted away. However, they took a hell of a lot of a chunk of the base.
GamerLegion able to hang on by the skin of their teeth right there. It looked like maybe we were going to see the conclusion of the entire series. Rogue had such a huge minion wave right there. Baroned up, had the numbers advantage as well. And look at this right here. This first Nexus tower doesn't last long at all. But crucially, look at Woolite. He's standing a bit too far forward. The black shield is on cooldown. With that in mind, this enables you to get that cheeky little engage. And even if Nite's not able to do it all himself, Olaf is here to finish the job with that Ragnarok there, burning him down, and at that point, you save the base and you save the game.
And this is the big important thing I see now. You can see the win condition. For the first time, I genuinely believe you can see that GamerLegion might be able to win these fights if they can catch Woolite. You catch Woolite, you get rid of the range. All of a sudden, everyone from the side of Rogue has to back away. They can't fight you.
Exactly. That's the whole idea of GL Trap. The Ekko and the Olaf are going to dive onto Woolite or Czekolad, whoever steps 1 centimeter too forward with the Ornn from Phones. If they can pop them or just get them out the fight, Hjarnan, he's on 4 items. He's so strong right now. It's basically him versus Zanzarah with a GP ult on him. Phones,
I hear sirens.
That's Flash. I think the weak side police are just claiming another victim. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail as they do get the Drowsy down. They get the ult off. There's so much there. Does he get the front? Nope, not enough. There's too many wards on top of that. They cannot go for anything there. He will end up falling. He is 0 and 3, sadly for him. He finally has his ornaments, but he is a very sad boy. This good thing is, the longer this game goes on, the better he feels.
But the big problem is they have no frontline now, so Rogue, they can just hit this top tower for free. I think Nite kind of needs to go in and trade his ult for the next wave, otherwise they might be able to push for more.
Hjarnan has rapid fire cannon. That is one thing that's going to work in his favor here, to be able to just maybe get like a good rocket off to try and clear these minions.
Look at these traps, though. It's just so oppressive, just caressing everyone around, and Zanzarah just running in, just keeping Hjarnan at arm's length at all times. Yes, he's got the rapid fire cannon, but it's not really that much, especially when you get deleted. Your win condition is down, the president is dead, and Rogue have cracked open another inhibitor. They may be able to go for the win right here, right now.
They can end that. There's only 1 Nexus tower left. Top wave's coming in, bot wave's quite far, mid wave's far as well, but they have to play on top wave if they want to end.
GamerLegion is Hjarnan right now. With him dead, you have 30 seconds to end this game and claim Ultra League's first title in EU Masters.
Here we go. They're going to go for the final fight. Rabble down to absolutely nothing. Nite trying to TP behind him. He's going for the ultimate flank. We'll see if it works out for him, but I don't think it's going to be. Zanzarah is there. Nite is now on the backside. The Nexus is exposed. The Nexus will go down as the final fight ensues. The Morgana is dead, but it does not matter. Nite trying to do it all he can. Nite on top of Woolite. Double kill for Woolite, and it will be third time's the charm. If they can try and knock down this Nexus, they will. The triple kill. Ultra Liga with their first EU Masters title.
About time, Ultra Liga. Congratulations. What dominating fashion there. I would have picked it up as well. 3-0 in the finals. I think it's a long time coming, and what better team to represent Ultra League and get their first W than Rogue. That was such a clinical best of 5, one of the more dominating and one-sided series I've seen in EMAS.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a nice... Like, Rogue is such a strong team throughout the whole group stage, quarterfinals, semis, and finals. They just look so dominant, team fighting, neutral objectives. I think their playstyle is sort of LPL, LEC-ish, and the way they play around objectives is just faultless. I think their team fights are so good, and I mean, you saw their macro in that game throughout the mid-game was crazy. 3
attempts at EU Masters finals.
Third time's the charm, baby.
Third time's the charm. It all took 3 games, and Ultra Liga finally get themselves an EU Masters title, and it's a go Rogue. This team is just insane at producing and creating talent. That I honestly, like, at least 2-3 people on this team should be in LEC next year, in my opinion. Honestly, they looked incredible.
Yeah, MVP in the series for me, Trymbi. I think he's been popping off, especially in Game 2, roaming around the map. Yeah, honor Trymbi.
Yeah. And after that, that's it for myself, Cajal, and Foxdrop. Congratulations to a Go Rogue on claiming their first EU Masters title along with the Ultra Ligas. After the break, we will be joined by the ever-fantastic Zanzarah. Stay tuned.
See ya.
I'll show you magic.
Well, Leader may be able to close in on him. Throws out the Hex Tech, Hosepipe, flashes forward, and Leader, 1 versus 3, is able to find himself a kill. Goes invisible as he steals LeBron's ultimate. Throws out another chain lash. Leader, he is not done right now. Looking for LeBron, jumps in, chains come down. Leader gets another one. He's found himself a second kill as he's looking for the triple. Leader, 1 versus 3.
Still ready to go, though. Checking, he's going. Still got a lot of HP as now Pretty Re goes in, looks for the taunt, straight onto the Orianna as they'll get the kill. The triple kill there for Warden. He's still going as they're running down onto Deathless. Another big taunt, the quadra kill. They're going to give it to him surely, and it's a pentakill for Warden. That is a huge engage coming through. The first kill coming to Punisher, and actually Smiley taken down. Maybe you are sharp killers yourselves. Takui taken low on the backside of the fight, though. You've still got Blue Resort. The triple kill, looking for the quadra as Bako chasing down to Kui. The quadra kill, get the penta. He's going for it. Another Graves pentakill in the European Masters.
Traps are being placed down by Exakick, and this will actually zone Gooby out for the moment. As he takes a kick, they're just going to go for the insect back into the laser beam. First blood picked up Exakick, and now Beppo jumps in with the distortion, gets the chains onto the Sirocco. The knockup comes on into 2. As Ekkas onto that. Here's a big ultimate coming in from the Lilia. They've been able to find themselves one. SMS just turned this around, and everyone on LDLC is falling to the wind.
Watch this.
They reset. Gooby is still just firing off these rockets. He's got a lot of damage. He's made it. And he flashes. Gooby gets 2. Gooby is still hungry.
For my next trick, I'll make their life bar disappear.
Zyko is getting close to the turret, and there we see the dive in. One of them does not hit. Zyko chooses to go back in, flashes forward. He's going big on Nite. Does he find the solar kill? He turns it around, and it is a beautiful kill from Zyko.
Just Wisdom helping them get away here, really. Look at the fight. The flash goes in. Pop Blossom.
Get ready.
Corners, the back on edge is thrown down. That's 2 already for GamerLegion.
Have already lost.
No one has yet to die. And Bando, a little bit in no man's land. They're trying to jump straight up. 3-man taunt. He goes down, but what can the rest of LDLC do? It's a 1-for-1 trade, 1-for-2 trade, 2-for-2 trade. And it's all even. Stevens Madislaw is still here. He flashes. Ivo tries to get as much as he possibly can. This is the man we said would carry. He gets himself a triple kill. He's hunting for the quadra and a mountain soul to boot. Kick her back.
We are a unit of choice. We are a unit that's powerful. Nothing can stop the force.
Lately, I've been keeping low, and I don't know what you're chasing, but you'll get there, I hope. And if I can keep it real right now, we used to chill now, wasn't about that life. Now it seems you're caught up in the thrills right now, trying to pay your bills now, keeping you up all night. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. And I think you got it all wrong anyway. Lately, I've been keeping low, and I don't know what you're chasing, but you get there, I hope. And if I can keep it real right now, we used to chill, nah, wasn't about that life. Now it seems you're caught up in the thrills right now, trying to pay your bills, nah, keeping you up all night. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. And I think you got it all wrong anyway. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Dum dum da da dum dum. Lately, I've been keeping low.
Welcome back to EU Masters. We're joined by Zanzarah. He and Ekko Rogue have gone undefeated since the knockout stage and are now your EU Masters Summer 2020 champions. Zanzarah, welcome, and first of all, congratulations on bringing in the first title for the Ultra Liga region.
Thank you guys. It's it's really feels good, you know.
Yeah.
We didn't won for a long time actually. Last title was the EU Masters, the Ultra League one. But this split we didn't want it, so it feels really good to get summer title actually.
Yeah, I think so. Because first of all, how do you feel after that series? Because within a 3-0, you had a super quick game in the second one. Like, how did it feel for you?
No, but I mean we know one thing actually. Like, only team what can beat Ekko Rogue, it's Ekko Rogue guys on this tournament. You should understand that. Like we lose to Movistar first game because we inted on Nexus, and then we pick Evelyn. Of course we lose, but it was not Evelyn actually problem. And after that we understand if we just pick like tank jungle guys, let Czekolad bot lane play like humans, we can win. And against GamerLegion, like we showed, we can win if we play like our style. We win without kind of problems in groups and tiebreakers. So we kind of know what they were gonna play. They can actually step down from the AP bot lanes. This year we didn't expect that. They tried to play like more normal stuff. So it was kind of easy. And like third game, guys, let's not talk about third game actually. Third game, it was like Scream, you know? Like my mid laner fought, it's won already, so we have to be running down. So like we get like focus back. We're like, and then we just go, let's go end, guys. Let's go, like, let's not troll. Okay, we know how it can be. We don't wanna like get free tooth actually, so we can just like chill and let's win, guys. And everyone said, okay, Zanzarah, let's go. And we're like, okay, we got siege, and everything worked out.
So I wanted to ask you what you feel changed the most between the Ultra Liga finals, where obviously Kick took you down, and coming into EU Masters.
I would say just, I mean, overall, it's for us it's really hard to play against King. Just to be fair, I think we kind of overall like we didn't get confidence on our like laners in their match because it was like kind of personal for every player in our team, 1v1. So we kind of choked in finals because like Scream's result was like we were like super good, like same as now, same as right now. But versus King we choked, like hard choke, guys. Like we entered lanes, we just didn't play proper macro. We kind of get like outdrafted maybe sometimes. Just coach fault, it's fine. But after that, we how's it called? We talk about everything. We understand what like everything was fine. You know, we don't need to change anything. We just need to play like without hesitation. Just do our thing. What we did like several times in scrims. So and in new masters we didn't have like actually I was a bit scared, guys. I was a bit scared if we face kick. I was a bit scared, but but Mouse won. Mouse won, and I'm like, oh, free your master, guys. and I'm like, okay, it's winnable. So like we don't need like motivation speech, guys. We just go play our game and win. It is how it is, guys.
You said something extremely important for me. You said, we played that game with Evelynn. Sure, it didn't work out. I went back to what I'm good at. We've seen a lot of LEC teams in general really struggle to find their identity, and you guys have seemed to have found it already. Your role seems to be the most important because it's kind of make or break for you. You've been playing the tanks. You pulled out the Evelynn. Doesn't matter the result. Someone from your team told me that you spammed 40 games before you pulled out the Evelynn. So tell me about your role in the team.
The main question is, like, everyone should understand, guys. Everyone should understand what Evelynn was not a problem. Problem was what with Evelynn, whole the team dynamic changed, you know? And my laners, they don't know how to play with Evelynn. So I'm like, okay, guys, I can play tanks. Time summoners, call objectives, it's fine. I don't need to be carry. So the main question, like, we played with Evelynn actually some scrims. And the problem was like I was good, guys. I was good. Just trust me. I was good. I was good on Evelynn. But because I mean I cannot do everything, guys. I cannot like play on Evelynn, call, time summoners, everything. I'm not that good. So like someone should do that, and nobody did it. So like it's ended up in really like chaos, and we say like okay, we don't need to do anything new, guys. We just go stable. We just play our like 2-3 drafts on new masters because people will not find answer on it. And we win this. Like, just go chill. We don't need to, like, show people because, yeah, I mean, some players want to show to, like, leg teams, you know? Like, yeah, we can play everything, guys. Yeah, we are that good. But I said, no, guys, we just go standard. We just win this EU Masters. And after that, you can do whatever you want. So, like, we just don't want to, like, we're not, like, you know, highlight players, you know? I mean, I'm not. Maybe mid laner a bit. And bot lane. Top lane not too. Well, he understands. He's my bro. So like yeah, the problem with Evelynn just like it's everyone in team should like change their responsibility if I play Evelynn. So we just step down. Just like there is a lot of things. You cannot ban everything, so we just like go our comfort and play it because like we know what people will not ban it probably because there is like so many champs. You cannot like stop it, kind.
So I really enjoy how you said, you know, I'm not very flashy, but my mid lane and bot lane is, and this is where I want to focus. I know you're the engager/facilitator for your team, but Trymbi has been your shadow this entire tournament, and your guys' sort of responsibility was to get every other lane ahead. I want to know what's going on in the communication system inside the team and how you and Trymbi move around the map.
Yeah, but I mean, we actually get a good overall synergy in scrims, I think, because like right now it's mostly about like jungle support. I mean, it was like always, I think, but right now when people start playing more carry junglers, it's important to shut them down in early game with the support move if you have left priors. But mostly we start playing, we start group up together and have mid lane more because our mid laner just like run game down. If you don't cover him, you can say like enemy is coming. He will listen. He say yes. And he would die. So I said like Trymbi, bro, we need to fix it. So he said, okay, Zanzarah. And we like, okay, we just go together. I said, Trymbi, let's go with me. He said, okay, let's go. And we come. We save our mid laner. Our mid laner gets like 20 CS lead. He got power spike, and after that, okay, game is over, guys. So like the most important thing is just like we just secure our mid laner. Our mid laner gets lead, and after that we can do whatever we want. And Woolite kind of playing the self-efficient champs, what he doesn't need like Trymbi 24/7 on lane. And I think overall, like our communication in terms of waves, when like Trymbi needs to go back to lanes, or like when we should be on mid lane, it's really good. So it's just like our communication from every player is really good in terms of understanding how like map's supposed to go on like next 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So we are kind of on the same page, I think. And like we don't have kind of like one-shot caller, you know, who is saying what we have to do. So it's much easier to play for every player, I feel like.
Yeah. Zanzarah, I have one more question, and you like giving long answers. I need a really short answer here. Can you beat TSM?
TSM?
Yes.
Why do you ask? Why do you ask? Obviously, of course we can. Of course, you saw. Look, but there is easy. Look. I mean, they have Bjorksen, right? They have Bjorksen, but Bjorksen doesn't count, guys. That doesn't count like a strong. So we have Czekolad, he can hold him, and then we have my better Shen. Bot lane is better, of course, and top lane is Szygenda, guys. Szygenda is not losing lane ever in this life, I think. So it's like, of course, it's like 8 out of 10 times for sure. But because like 2 out of 10 times we can lose ourselves games. But I think it's beatable, easy.
Zanzarah, thank you for your answers. Once again, congratulations. Ekko Rogue are your EU Masters 2020 Summer Champion. And from the entire broadcast team here at the LEC studios, as well as the countless individuals across Europe that helped us make this show, make the dreams of these individuals, young professionals, a reality, need to say thank you, be safe, and we'll see you next year.
Polska Górom!
Polska Górom.
Oh, Nite
just spawned.
Being flashed on top of. There is the shockwave onto 2. You can only save 1, Tamgench, as he jumps straight down and dunks him into the ground. Rabble, surprise! One shot. They're trying to jump in. Great shockwave to knock back 2 of them. Rabble's looking, but it's a double kill for arguably the MVP of Rogue. This will be game 2 if they can do it. We see Zanzarah go in. Nite is still there, but he goes down. Trymbi finally uses a stopwatch. The second Nexus turret has fallen. X-Flash is there. Heal has to be burned. They do drop the Dark Binding and the trap. Ignite is there. They cannot keep him alive. First blood. Keeping Hjarnan at arm's length at all times. Yes, he's got the rapid fire cannon, but it's not really that much. Especially when you get that lead. Your win condition is down. The president is